Alrighty, we are good to go. So, how is everybody feeling?
Pretty good.
I'm pretty. Oh, look at that!
Oh,
Look
surprise!
at that!
Out of nowhere.
Look at that! That
RKO out of nowhere, right as we started and pressed
How's it
record.
going,
He
Oh,
just
really?
Literally just went. So, how's everybody doing?
and he
Wow,
slid in
nice.
here.
I didn't even get my, don't even got my light set yet. I've got the bright lights.
He just did a backwards. What boys?
And what?
And bye.
So,
Oh.
I don't. Okay,
like
Ben's
that.
already left. We don't really have a name for this yet. This is just kind of to break the same mundane thing we've been doing and add a little bit of variety. I wrote down in my notes, First Chill Podcast. Lucas, we can't hear you. Well, now that I have y'all three gathered here, I've already talked to Vincent and Ben a little bit about this. But Lucas, describe to me what you smelled like when you did, what that smell was when you went to Witch Dance.
Describe to me what you smelled like.
Yeah. What was that smell that you smelled?
It was like death, if I remember properly. So,
The rancid sewage.
yeah. Hang on. Let me see if I can fix my.
It wasn't like that sewage smell that you smell like going down the road. It was a different kind of.
Sewage. Like, it was like that, but like 4 times worse.
So I've already asked Vincent and Ben, but did you smell like a metallic smell?
Man, I'll be honest. It's been so long that I'm not for sure exactly what I smelled. That day. It's honestly been too long for me to accurately tell you. I could tell you that I did, but I'd be lying if I really made an accurate judgment on it. In all honesty.
So I've been doing some research having had it, and I've stumbled upon a lot of Skinwalker and Wendigo stuff.
Oh no, really?
And one of the telltale signs is if you've encountered one, is the smell. It smells like rotten death, and it comes suddenly. It can be gone the next. But the most distinct thing is that it's metallic smell, like copper.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like right after, I mean, I've never smelled electricity, but kind of that kind of,
I know
That
exactly what
penny-
you're talking. I actually do smell electricity.
like you lick a battery.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the taste.
Acidic, very acidic kind of smell.
Oh
So
my
now-
god.
I'm not saying y'all for sure did, but that would explain the little necklace one.
But see, it would have been weird. It would have made more sense if the smell like stuck around for like the rest of the time we were there. But it was like a gush of wind had hit with that smell, and it was so sudden. Like it didn't gradually like. You guys smell that? It hit us instantly all at the same time.
Yeah.
And there
So-
was no other wind than
Yeah.
either. So
I mean, the chances are you never know. It could have been a dead animal or something. But I've smelled a dead animal before. I don't compare that smell.
that smell was right up in our face.
But, like I was saying, that would explain the Native American little girl, woman, whatever, that was later found in the recording.
Yeah. I mean, that would definitely be a high plausibility. I mean, Witch Dance was one of those things that I went in expecting
Nothing.
copper and came out with gold, and I've processed it a good bit since we came back, and I'll be honest, I haven't gone back and watched anything, but I think for sure that it was one of those that I didn't expect to be as powerful as it was, and then it was, and it was very much a surprise.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't there. I was doing school stuff. Y'all always do the cool stuff when I'm not in town or busy. The
We'll have to work on that.
freaking Meridian trip at the beach, chilling, vibing, randomly get a text. Oh, hey, we're going to Meridian. I was like, oh, cool.
I can't believe we did that. That was such a spur of the moment thing.
And then I was like,
Yep, then.
okay, they're planning to do it. They're not going to do it right now. No, oh, hey, we made it.
We're there.
I'm like, all right, well, not much I can
There he
do.
is.
And then you said something, and Will was or Lucas was like, "Oh no!" Like took you on
Immediately off speakerphone.
I mean, in my mind, I made perfect sense. To y'all,
I mean,
not so much.
I will say this: you didn't slur too much, so that was good.
I'm not a big slur.
Too much.
I keep
He's
that
got it down pat.
steady southern drawl.
That's what
He's
it
got
was.
it down pat. He can say the ABCs backwards, sober and drunk.
You gotta practice.
I can't even say it sober, dude. That's what cracks me up.
Practice makes perfect.
You never know when you're gonna need that skill, man.
Lucas, what you been up to this week?
Man, I've been at home
And why is that?
because I had a fever like last Sunday or Monday, and you gotta stay home until you're not sick anymore. Not until you have to like answer all these questions on this questionnaire before you go to work. And it's like, hey, have you not been sick for these past 10 days? And if you answer no, you get fired. So
Nice.
It's kind of weird because everybody that worked the day that our head guy worked, our GM, he had to have a conversation with everybody that got that, and the literal next day, his wife got it, like got COVID, and
rather tested positive for it.
it tested positive for it, and very unfortunate situation. Thoughts and prayers out to
I know.
him and his family. Yeah, but the problem was we were all in a enclosed space with him for X amount of time. I was in there with him for like 40 minutes, and I fist bumped him. I've washed my hands since then, but I don't know.
Yeah, I've been getting yelled at for people not wearing a mask, and then me politely letting them know. It's been a fun little time. I do have also, because we're not trying to just focus on the stuff we talk about in our videos. I just kind of want this to be a broad spectrum thing.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Twitch world, what about that DrDisrespect ban? Now this is, at the time this was recorded, this is what, 2 weeks after?
Yeah, give or take.
This was a good time. No, he just released his alleyways video on YouTube. That still makes zero sense.
Yeah,
but
that doesn't make sense at all. But that's
Nothing. Pretty much most of the things that he did not make sense, but I enjoyed every second
the
of
thing
it.
is, no one still knows, and no one's willing to figure out if it was a legal issue, if they're having to negotiate contracts. So
Now, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't he on stream and then just like got a message or something on his phone?
he claimed that didn't have anything to do with the ban. That he just, I don't know. I'd have to look it up, but he claimed that was that's to do with something random.
Okay. I don't know too much about it, honestly. I'll be honest. I don't watch too many streamers, if any.
A lot of people thought it was going to be him leaving and him and Shroud starting up a streaming service
So
themselves.
I read that him, Shroud, and possibly Ninja, along with a couple other the mid-tier names, was gonna starting a new streaming service like Spotify, backed by Google.
Yeah, dude.
wow.
Like he was the only one still signed.
Yeah.
So
Which
that's
would
why
be
they
cool.
did
Spotify's
it.
about to do something big
I do too.
because
So-
they just acquired Joe Rogan as well.
Mm-hmm.
Who? Spotify.
Joe Rogan, yeah. Spotify just bought Joe Rogan's contract, and he's moving to Texas. So he's moved to LA to do his podcast. Or he's lived in LA for so many years, and then just recently he signed probably some massive contract, essentially
It was
just
like
pulling him away from YouTube.
30 million.
Holy
I mean,
crud.
yeah, it'd have to be a ton of money because
Who-
he's got to make a ton of money on his YouTube stuff.
Who owns Spotify? Are they their own entity?
No, I'm sure somebody does. Probably like AT&T or something.
Or even
I
like-
think it's Facebook, if I'm not mistaken, isn't it? No, it won't be Facebook.
and that's like a whole nother deal
I
with all
think
that.
they're privately owned, if I'm not
No,
mistaken.
Google
Yeah.
announced.
Google's a part of it, but I don't
no,
think
no,
they
Google
own it.
announced the acquisition of Spotify and a deal of $43.4 billion.
Yeah, they're a parent organization. They are their own thing.
Wow.
It's dope.
But I knew he was moving because he was tired of all the censorship he was getting through
Rogan?
YouTube. He still posts to YouTube, but I think he has that exclusive deal with Spotify.
Yeah, and after the deal drops, like he won't post to YouTube anymore. It'll go straight through Spotify's streaming service.
What is
That's why I think
Spotify?
something big. I
What's-
mean, just their app, you know. But that's why I think something big is going to happen because they're about to have this massive influx of people watching their video streams, and they're going to have the infrastructure to back all of that, and they're not going to do that for one person, you know. So it makes perfect sense for them to
yeah,
be
but I
building
mean,
some type of.
for Spotify music,
How?
the only thing, the only pictures you see is like when an artist does that funky album thing where it plays
Yeah.
part of the music video. I don't know.
And let me say this, like, as far as like Dr. Disrespect and all them, they're all huge platform. They have a platform. They're huge internet personalities. What I'll say is like from the perspective of like, I mean, we all stream. All four of us. Like, I do it almost every night, and like, Benson Lucas plays Geocacher, and
All the
uh,
time.
Will
And
plays
Rainbow.
Rainbow. I play anything under the moon. But as far as like for me looking at it, like I've been at it for like almost a year and a half, 2 years now, and like it it sucks because like I have to ask my buddies to like watch what they say, and I hate that. I hate that so much, and I feel like Twitch is just as bad as YouTube in that regard. YouTube I think is worse, but like I don't like having to ask my buddies like, hey, watch what you're saying, or I'll get banned, and like, cause you never know. And I mean, look at what they did to Dr. Disrespect. Like, and he's huge. He's one of the biggest streamers out there, and look what they did to him. And it's just, I don't know. It's weird. So like, if they were to open something up with Spotify, I mean, I would explore it. As like
Yeah, for
a
sure.
as a relatively good alternative to that. And I don't know. So
I think the big thing about the Doctor Disrespect thing was that no one's come out with a reason, him or Twitch, which would argue that they're still discussing it.
Yeah. So he's like banned, like permanently
It's
banned, or
permanently
just like
banned.
permanently banned? Wow.
All the if you're big enough, you can use emotes across the platform. They took away all of those. They took away like his Twitch sponsored gear, stuff like that. But he
Wow.
still has all of his sponsors, so it's nothing like what it was previously with him.
I mean, the good thing about it though is like somebody like him with a massive fan base that he had, like they're gonna follow him wherever he goes. He's gonna have to put out one social media announcement that he went somewhere else, and he'll get all of his followers back and everything. Over wherever he goes.
Well, they thought that for Shroud too, but he kind of dipped in views.
Well, didn't Shroud and Ninja jump over to Mixer though?
They did.
Yeah,
but
well,
the
Mixer.
I mean,
Yeah.
it wasn't the best.
I tried it, and to me, it was overcomplicated. And Twitch,
Mixer's gone, isn't it?
Do what?
Mixer's gone, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Microsoft did it now.
yeah, Facebook absorbed it pretty much, and
Like they do everything.
yeah, and I don't know, like my hope is that a privately owned thing where, like I'm not PC. I don't like having to act like I'm PC. I'm respectful, and there's a difference there.
PC, bro.
Nah, dude, and I like being respectful though, and it's just there's a very undefined line there with Twitch and YouTube, and I really want to see a platform that's made by the users for the users, where it's like what YouTube was before Google acquired it,
Like 05 to 13.
yeah,
I think
where
that was why that rumor with Twitch or Shroud and Doc and all of them running off to that other one, why that one was so prevalent.
Right.
and I think, like, I mean, look at it, if people are making articles about all this stuff, and like, everybody's talking about it, it's very much something that would make somebody, whoever does it, a lot of money, and there's no reason not to. There's literally zero reason. Just make a user-friendly platform that everybody likes, and don't be the freaking PC police when you're doing it. Like, give the power to the creators, because that's what YouTube was originally. Was, hey, I made this. I want you to support me because I made this. And everybody comments, negative or not, and like nobody cared. Those are different times now. We live in different times now. I can tell you that. But yeah.
Which What was I about to say? I mean, Ninja and Shroud still made a cool 20 or 30 million a piece doing that.
Yeah, they played them honestly.
I mean, they're still the real winners, I guess.
It's one of those things where even if it would have continued on, like they would have been fine, you know, no matter what.
Yeah. I know Ninja's streaming on YouTube right now. I don't know about Shroud, but he's on at the moment. I'll have to check Twitter to see.
I think he's enveloped in the Valorant League, and he joined a pro team.
I knew that, but I mean, he's still streaming somewhere.
I mean, he'd have to. I mean, he loves streaming, man.
I think really the platform that like you're talking about, Ben, is really Patreon. Like, I know it doesn't get the use of a streaming platform like it should. It's usually just it's like another offshoot of YouTube, but really, if Patreon built into some type of infrastructure for streaming, I mean that's what it is. Patreon is the place that videos go that aren't on YouTube, that people aren't, that YouTube's not willing to host, and it's content by creators for creators. And if you need to monetize it, you do. If you don't, you don't. I really think that's where that platform could exist at very easily.
So I looked. I'm on Shrouds. The last thing that he talked about was just the 22nd of this month. I don't think he's really gone anywhere else yet.
So talking about streaming, I think I've told everybody except for you, Will, now. Maybe you were on a little bit. My video that I've put together for release pretty soon. I don't know if it'll be the video that I release on my next month's video, but I was streaming some GeoGuessr again because it's like one of the best games. And I'll put the whole video up so y'all can see it. But
Builds whole gaming PC, plays GeoGuessr and Siege.
Hey, you need 2060 for GeoGuessr.
It's all right, you do. You're rendering the whole freaking world.
Yeah. So
32 gigs of RAM.
32 gigs of RAM. Yeah, you gotta have that. I gotta be able to load within seconds, guys.
You gotta get that M.2.
I've rendered freaking Seattle.
2 terabyte M.2. So
how much dedicated RAM does it take to play GeoGuessr?
I got two 2080 Ti's with an SLI bridge running 4 gigs of RAM. Anyway, so I'm playing GeoGuessr, right? And it's middle of the day. I'm home alone. Miranda's at work. And next thing I know, I hear some music, and you can see me like clearly. I'm super confused, and it's really kind of crazy. But like I'm home alone, and where I heard the music coming from was kind of like a really weird location. So it's kind of like a little teaser for what the video is, but you'll be able to watch it. It's coming up. It's only about a 5 or 6 minute long video, but it was really really weird. But luckily enough, I was recording and streaming, so I caught it all on camera.
Where was the music coming from?
So it's a little weird because I didn't think that this could be a thing. So Miranda said she was attempting to play music around the same time while she was at work, but her work is 30 miles away from here. So there's not really a way, in my opinion, for that to be on our Wi-Fi still. Like, we've got good Wi-Fi, but it ain't 30 miles
It ain't that good.
No. So I really don't know. To me, it honestly sounded like if you walk right out here, it's like right down the hallway out of my little computer room here. You walk down the hallway, you take a right, and it's a small little short section before you go straight down the stairs, which you'll see in the video. It sounded like it was coming from the wall right as you walk outside the hallway. But then as I went down the stairs, it still sounded like it was coming from my right, like inside the wall there. But it shut off as soon as I hit like 2 steps down, and I haven't heard it since. But I've definitely been kind of like.
Wait, she uses Spotify, doesn't she?
She does, yeah.
Well, so like, yeah, no. If you have a device connected through Spotify, you can control that device independently through Spotify's like cloud kind of. Yeah. It's like when I'm at work, I can start playing from my TV or from my Echo. At least now that's not, that's just from work. But
what song was it, Lucas?
I'm not for sure. So we think it was. So yeah, I saw your camera. It's weird. So it's not doing it now.
What?
That's weird.
It may have been some Vampire Weekend song, which is what she was trying to listen to. Which that's what I'm saying. It's weird.
It was Birthday Song by 2 Chainz.
That's what it was. All I want for my birthday. So it was just really, it was a weird experience. Like you can definitely see me get really creeped out by it, and I ended up like just stopping.
Yeah, that's
YouTube
freaky.
after it stopped streaming. Um,
Hmm.
and the main reason why I was like super curious about it was because I had been listening to music earlier in the day. I was doing some dishes and I had music going in the kitchen, so it was connected to my phone.
Oh yeah, that's weird.
So that's why I was like super odded, like weirded out by it because like, I don't know, it took too many like yeah, but it could be this in my head to like make it make sense in a way that wasn't anything kind of weird. So
Kind of segue us into something else. I've discovered the world of 4chan.
oh no,
Now
Oh,
I don't have the app or I've never been on the website, but through Reddit, through
stay away from that B board, bruh.
through the Reddit sub green text and YouTube of the green text readings, I have found a pretty interesting story. Let me find the actual name of the video.
Benson, are you in black and white?
He is.
I am in black and white.
I just not noticed that.
He's just
I thought
rolling
you were
with
just
it.
that pale.
How dare you?
There it is.
I'm white, but I ain't that white.
Okay, let me get to my history.
I've never been on 4chan. What's the whole point?
I don't understand it. I really don't.
I feel like
it's just Reddit.
But with more steps, I think.
Yeah.
I was just about to say, I feel like it's evil Reddit.
I'm looking at all the boards at the front of the page.
That's where the green text memes came from.
I will say, be careful. Okay, the 4chan.
Yeah, be really careful because you will stumble into some weird stuff really quick.
I did stumble on some weird stuff through the
Oh,
Reddit
no.
green text.
Okay.
But the story that I saw, and it was a YouTube reading on the YouTube channel, the Chaucier, Chasseur, Chaucier. We know I don't pronounce stuff right. And it was called 4stand story /x/ I don't know what /x/ means. You know what that means, Lucas?
Mhm.
But it was called Working for Epstein.
Oh no.
And not to ruin the video I'm gonna make, but it's about a guy who worked for Epstein.
That's next.
No,
level
but he was like a driver for him. Ended up going to the island. What do they call that island? Paradise Island, or
I'm not for sure.
he ended up doing that, and he worked for him. And he starts to thing the thread, I guess, by saying, I'm gonna kill myself tomorrow. So here's the whole story. And I'm emailing all this to MSN, NBC, and Fox or something like that.
Wow.
And it's just about all the crazy stuff he did with him, all the like other celebrities he's worked for and stuff like that. So
That's whack.
it caught my interest. It was a 24-minute video, and I listened to every word.
You know, with all of that stuff going on right now, obviously I don't want to get too political, but like they're about to release a ton of information. Apparently, this Maxwell girl like has already like got it put in writing from a judge or something that all of her like black book contacts and everything will be released within a week, and she's gonna have like all this information and videotapes and like writings and everything that are supposed to be released within a week or two, and like it's gonna get crazy.
That was the big thing about her, why they wanted to catch her and stuff, because she had all that information.
And then what does the government come out and do? UFOs are real. They have a craft from a different planet. Did you see this?
I don't believe that. Y'all
That's what
kill
what
me.
they said.
Whatever.
Aliens are real.
I don't know if it was some type of like distraction or whatever. I think
Aliens are real.
I'm telling you, I feel like that's all anything is. I don't like getting political, and I certainly don't like wearing a bull hat, but like, if you notice, like, a chain reaction of things kind of happen, and now it's like, to me, if you look at it a certain way, it can be deciphered as like one big distraction. So,
Yeah.
like it was like the Hong Kong, like riots were happening, and then boom, the virus happened, and it's like now nobody's talking about that. And it was either Hong Kong or Bangkok, I can't remember. But then the virus happened, everybody stopped talking about that. And apparently, I don't know if it's happened yet, but like Hillary Clinton like went to court, during all this, and nobody talked about
What about that judge whose son and husband got shot? Who was
By the FedEx driver.
yeah, it was like a hitman, and then the
Yeah.
son died. The
Well,
husband
that was
was like
the-
in critical condition.
That
and
was
then
the judge presiding over the
Mhm.
the Maxwell case, right?
Yeah, and then
One of them, anyway.
they tracked down the shooter who conveniently killed himself.
Yeah.
So there's some wild stuff.
I don't know, man. I think, like, when it comes down to it, do I think
Solves
that
this.
everything is the conspiracy that people say it is? No, I don't. But do I think that there are definitely high-profile people in high, powerful places that pull some strings to make sure that they don't get found out? Yeah. I mean, that's, like, how many movies have you seen like that? And not to say that movies are always based in real life, but, like, that's not such an outlandish thought, you know?
I found something. I gotta get off the freaking conspiracy thread of Reddit. It's a swing and a miss sometimes.
Every time.
Let
dude,
me.
every
I
time.
have to find this because this dude was he was talking about the creation of humans, and
Oh, no.
it was something wild. But y'all can keep on going while I look for it.
While you find that, have you seen all the new stuff that's popping up on the Lake City Quiet Pills subreddit? I
I
don't know if
haven't.
you've been following
I,
that. So
I didn't know it existed, honestly.
yeah, so I follow it, and I usually don't see much, but people are finding some old hosts from Religion of Peace, commenting on some guy being a hitman, and how like Religion of Peace is saying something like, you gotta cover your tracks and get caught. That's usually what happens when people get a big head on them or something like that.
I think,
And then-
I think in the Barely Sociable video, he covered some of that.
Yeah, and then they've found some pictures actually, and I wish I could find them to pull them up, but potentially some pictures of people. Actually, as a matter of fact, I can.
Which that's its own crazy thing in itself.
Yeah, that's another next level internet thing that you're like not 100% for sure what to believe and what not.
I cannot find this, but this dude was like, good Lord, all this was just from an hour ago. This is days ago. And it was a dude just talking about how, I'm telling you, he went, this all deals with the creation of humans and how, the Eva Day, and this dude was deep in the sauce.
Really.
Oh, it's in the south.
I can't see it
Okay.
right now.
So
I can't find it. I should have upvoted it just to look at it later.
I'm gonna share my screen real quick.
Alright.
So this is the potential. Can you also see it?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
on it.
Okay. So this is the potential like video here, or picture of potentially Lake City Quiet Pills, and they're saying that this guy right down here might be Religion of Peace.
What, the bigger guy or the one to the left of him?
I'm not for sure. They're saying it's just bottom right hand side, older guy. So either this guy I think is a good candidate, maybe this guy, or this guy right here.
I think it might be
This guy
that
looks
guy.
older.
Because
Yeah.
it said he was supposed to be super old.
Remind me, Religion of Peace was the one that like
He was the one that, the main guy that, created the Imogen site that later was linked to being a cover-up for a hitman site. He was like the main guy. Then he was the one that passed away.
Yeah.
dude,
So there's speculation that that's potentially Lake City Quiet Pills, the whole group there, which it may be, it may not be. You know, it got posted on there with some people were questioning it, like, hey, what makes you think this is Lake City Quiet Pills? And they had some pretty decent answers as far as why they thought it was that. So I don't know. I thought it was pretty neat. At least something to bring up since it was kind of rounding out some of the stories we talked about.
Which again, the Reddit readings. That YouTube account is just like kind of the weirder stuff. One of them I read was pretty weird in general. It was like Outbreak in Iraqi prison, and it was about a Marine. Someone was on a prison duty in a black site, and then one day he randomly gets woken up, and there's like a, is told to throw on a hazmat suit, given, standard person keeps 140 rounds on him. He was given like 300 rounds, and was like told to follow this PMC, listen to everything he says other than combat stuff, and found like some weird stuff going on, like a viral outbreak happened.
Whoa.
It was wild.
Never know.
Probably won't talk about that one. That's just kind of too weird.
It's kind of interesting though.
But someone in the comment section, because the contractor kept them alive. He was supposed to kill all of them, but they, I don't know, said something about switching stuff, and it said if I give you my real name, it'd say I died in a mortar attack in 2007 on a base. And someone in the YouTube comments found an article, but I mean, it's not really anything concrete. I don't know, something wild,
It's
crazy
pretty nuts.
stuff.
Wait, they told him to put on the hazmat suit for what?
So like the PMCs were wearing a different type of suit, so the dude that was helping them, Puppy Cam, told him to put on this one because he was supposed to. PMCs are supposed to kill all the people, and it was supposed to be like no one ever knows what's happening, kind of deal. I don't know, something wild and random.
How nuts would it be if there's been like outbreaks and stuff like that nobody's talked about? I don't know. Like, it would blow my mind if zombies were a thing and nobody
Well, that's what they called it. Or that was the title of the story: zombie outbreak in Iraq.
I just love how possible a zombie outbreak could be. Not necessarily people rising from the dead, but like you got the dude that ate the dude's face off in Florida years back.
Oh,
That
dude,
dude
that
was
was
like
nuts.
Freaking bath salt.
PCP, bath salts.
What's the disease with the deer? What is it called?
Zombie deer disease?
Yeah, well, yeah, but there's a name for it. WA something.
There's a proper name for it, Lucas, not zombie deer.
Zombie deer.
I mean, yeah, that's what it was called. That's what people called it, at least.
Creutzfeldt Jakob.
What?
Let's feel Yakaba.
Creutzfeldt Jakob's disease. Madcap.
Also, I read a story on that same page. I'm just going to have to do a deep dive on that whole YouTube channel and all the stories. It was like camping in Chernobyl.
Now, are these like legit stories, or are these like r/no sleep?
No, it's called. I mean, they're legit. Let me. Well, see, I don't know what the 4chan lingo is, so I don't know what /x/ means.
I'm sure you could Google it.
Yeah, let me get back to the channel.
Excuse
You may be old. Also, I found a video. This is extremely off topic from Court Cam on A&E of a. In Russia, if you go to court, they put you in a glass box. This crazy dude tries to climb out of it, and he somehow shimmies through a top rail. So these big Russian guards are like getting batons out and beating them.
Oh, crossbows.
And then he tries to like tase him, and he finds like, okay, I give up. Let me get back to it. Yeah, I don't know what do you say /x/ means?
Oh, that's the paranormal board.
It's paranormal.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the paranormal board of 4chan, alternatively spelled /x, moderately popular, usually filled with people who think they are vampires, some religious shitstorms, stale creepypasta, constant raids by 4 or 5 B-boards who think it's awesome that they can spam on such a fast-moving board, and weeboos who really believe in a katana and their super samurai skills will keep hordes of zombies at bay for more than 10 seconds before they die of exhaustion and, more importantly, being ingested by said zombies, but never anymore. That's the Urban Dictionary definition.
Okay.
I love the Urban Dictionary.
Well,
Yeah,
this is a channel that it's the same text to speech, copy paste, really no effort really involved other than throwing some music and some screenshots on it.
Right.
But I mean, all that stuff. I mean, I'll probably never be able to get into 4chan.
So 4chan for me was always like one of the last places I went for any type of either entertainment or like I don't know. So Reddit is just like a much more cleaned up version, in my opinion. Like 4chan has everything. If you're looking for it, it's on 4chan. Reddit to me is more of like less of the like just overflow and massive dumps that people take. It's got more like I don't know, the fact that you can narrow down what you're looking for on Reddit quite a bit more, and the content is just more quality.
The green texts are hilarious.
What does green text mean?
Okay, so it's like stories that may or may not have actually happened to people in green text, and it's like, be me.
I mean, I understand that, but I didn't know
You know.
if the green text. I mean, I understand that it's in green text, but I didn't know if the green text also meant like this is a real story that happened, or this was a somewhat real story that happened.
See,
It gets its name from literally the color of the text and how everything was put together. Green.
so
I see.
it's pretty much just a written meme. Or I don't know.
Just really, really anticlimactic short stories.
Like, dude, I would make a killing on that. That's all. That's all of my stories.
Right.
Anticlimactic.
Be me.
Will, tell us some anticlimactic stories.
You put me on the you put me on the spot.
You gotta say-
Anticlimactic, right there is what it is.
You gotta say be me before it.
Be me. I don't know. I mean, I
Be
really
me.
got nothing. You put me on the spot. I think my stories are good, but they are in fact just anticlimactic.
Be me gets put on the spot by the boys.
That's it.
But the Reddit page green. I've seen some weird stuff already. I found one, but I can't say it. I can't. Never mind. I am.
Is it on the green text?
Yes, but I'm about to do it. I'm about to say it. It's not horrible. It's just funny. This isn't it. This isn't it.
The first one that I pull up is good.
All right. Here's one of my favorite that kills me. Be me, 17 fem. Try to get abortion. Start to hear whispers in my ear. Look behind me. Needle goes into my throat and I get knocked out. Wake up. I'm tied to a chair. Look around. See Ben Shapiro. Pulls bat out. Hits me so hard I can't move. Takes baby out. No painkiller.
Shapiro.
Says, Liptard, I will raise the baby. Bleed and die in the middle of nowhere. All I see is Ben Shapiro chant a magic spell and the baby grows into a clone of Ben Shapiro. I die a few minutes later.
Dang.
The part that killed me when I first read it, Liptard, I will raise this baby. Like that.
Ben freaking Shapiro, dude.
That.
So
It's the good stuff.
I haven't been on this subreddit very much, if ever. Not like I've seen a couple of them here and there, but it's not something I normally peruse. Is that it's a good sandwich there? Is that beef and cheddar, from Arby's?
Yeah.
Looks good. But I did just find one. Be me. Make post criticizing Google. Next captcha show street near my house.
Oh, I saw that. I saw that one
I just
too.
really like that one. That's a beef and cheddar, isn't it? There, Ben. It's pretty good, huh?
Oh, I didn't realize he was eating. Alright guys, you just got done watching the first Cornercast episode. I plan to do more of these in the future. We just wanted to try out the format.
Be sure to like us on YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe. We've got a Facebook and a Twitter, so if you haven't found us there yet, go ahead and do that. We've got links below.
Don't forget to check out our Patreon for some cool perks from our channel.
Yeah.